Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to the channel. It's been a minute since I've hopped on camera and talked to you guys, so I thought I'm gonna come on quickly, give you guys a bit of an update and answer some questions because a few of my viewers have been asking me questions about Morocco, and I've been stalling on answering because I have like life going on. So it's been a minute since I actually recorded a video. I don't even have a tripod or lighting. So right now I'm in my kitchen using the window light, trying to, make a video for you guys. So please like, comment, and subscribe and help me build the momentum, inshallah. So it seems like I chose the perfect day to record with no sunlight. We're having like 50 days of rain right now in the UK, so right now it's pouring. Ibrahim, he started working as an imam here in the UK, where we're staying in the city. He's doing khutbahs for Jum'ah, working with weavers, doing dawah, things that he was passionate about, and I'm so happy he's able to do that now over here. And he's busy with that, and inshallah I am working on his social media because he's been encouraged to start his own social media, so I'm going to be working on that for him. So when that is up and running, I can update you guys, give you guys a channel, and you guys will check him out inshallah over there. And for me, I'm just at home with the kids for now, helping them, taking care of them, teaching them, nurturing them. I'm at home with them. In the UK, if you have like a child that is 3 years old and younger, then there's not really a need for you to work. So I don't have to work at the moment. So I will take this time, inshallah, and try to work out a plan for me when I actually have to get back and work. And I'm just trying to figure that out. I really like cooking, so I was looking into maybe doing some chef work, being a chef, going to school for food and whatever else. But I do think that's a bit too much to add to my plate when I have young ones. But I'm hoping to still do that, inshallah. So for now, it's either cooking or social care. And I'm leaning towards social care in the beginning. So I might start a few courses, inshallah. So that's just a quick update. We've been busy. I actually have a video that I was editing since last Eid, and I haven't even finished it or uploaded it yet. So I'm still working on that as well. So yeah. Now I'm gonna just get right into the questions that you guys have been asking me about Morocco that I've been putting off. I'm gonna answer some of the questions I was repeatedly asked. So the first question I've been asked a lot about is the cost of living compared to where I came from and in Morocco. So before we moved to Morocco, we was actually living in America, and now I'm in the UK, so I can actually speak for both. And the cost of living does not compare. The prices that you pay for living here can get you way more in Morocco. So like I'm paying a little bit. What am I paying? I'm paying like 850 pounds here for my house. And it's like a 2-bedroom kind of small terrace house. It's not that big. But with that kind of money that I'm spending on this house can get me a villa in Morocco. And that's like super huge on its own plot of land. 3 rooms and more. It just doesn't compare. And then the food. America is a bit more expensive. Like fast food is cheap food, so that's cheap. But then like the fast food, like McDonald's in Morocco, don't eat. That's like a bit more expensive than what you pay in America. I guess it's like a luxury food over there. I have no clue because it's imported. But I never used to eat much of that either. But like produce and stuff, the food here in the UK is pretty much similar to what you would spend over there in Morocco. But of course, if you go to like the local souk and the farmers and, deal with the barter thing, not in stores, but actually with the street vendors, you can actually get a better deal with the negotiating that you're expected to do. Me personally, like I said before, I don't really like negotiating like that, especially in a language that I'm not fluent in. It just was something that I tend to avoid, so I used to shop a lot at grocery stores just so I can see the prices and pay and leave instead of the back and forth. Electricity over here is pretty much expensive. In the UK as well, the gas and the electric is it's a bit expensive. Morocco, it was a bit cheap, but it depends. So like if you use a lot of electricity, they will bill you higher compared to if you use less electricity. But in the UK, it's like super expensive. In our apartments back in America as well, but still it was more expensive than Morocco anyways. But with Morocco, it just depends. Water is cheap. Gas tanks that you buy to cook food are cheap. But the electricity is another story, because the more you consume, the more you pay. So then they like charge you like 50 cents, $1.50. So like our electricity used to always be billed like $1.50 per kilowatt because we used to use a lot, unfortunately. But overall, really, you get more in Morocco, definitely, compared to what you will pay in America or the UK. Phone bills was like $50. You get really fast Wi-Fi, really stable Wi-Fi. Like there's barely any internet shortage at all. And the phone bill was pretty cheap as well. We didn't get like the biggest plan because back in Morocco we were working from home. So we just consumed what we needed and it worked out pretty good. It was pretty cheap. Like over here now we're pinching pennies because now we're feeling it. Sometimes I would sneak like little snacks and stuff in the cart so my husband don't see and take it out. And when we're cashing out, I just let it go through because things are pretty much expensive. With transport, you can actually get away with public transport. Some people would want to buy a car. Buying a car over there is pretty expensive, even if it's a used car. It's pretty much expensive, but like the public transport, there's like literally no issue with it. It is very efficient. You have train stations that come and leave on time. Most times, taxis that goes on the roads back and forth. You have private taxis as well, like a Uber system over there. You have trams. I think in Casablanca they started building trams. I'm sure they're up and running now. It's pretty good over there. So, cost of living, America, UK versus Morocco, Morocco all the way. But bear in mind, if you're working in Morocco, getting a Moroccan salary, then I guess you might feel it a bit more. But we were making like US dollars working remotely in Morocco, so it was pretty good. So I guess you want to figure out your job and your income. So another thing that we were asked about is our visa process. And as Americans, and I think British people as well, you get 3 months visa free on a tourist visa. And we took advantage of that. I don't know if this is, like with the language barrier, we got around, especially my husband, he got around pretty good, and we never really had a carte de séjour. So what we did was, with our visa, we had 3 months. So in the beginning, we like wasted money on a few apartments, but then on our long-term apartment, we literally went to the police station with our lease, with our contract, and signed our contract with the police station. And with our apartment lease contract, that was our reason to stay in Morocco and live. So our 3 month stay was, I guess, was excused. And we stayed for a year with no issue. And that is pretty much how we got around in Morocco with our apartments. We just made sure that whatever apartment we signed for, we did it at the police station, got it notarized, make sure it was legal. And like some people, they would rent from locals without an official lease, and that's what they do. And how they figure out their visa, they would make like a trip to a nearby country and then come back and then restart their visa that way. But what we did was notarize our apartment leases. Each time we got an apartment, we did it at the police station and made sure it was done legally. And each time at the police station, we actually needed to present our passport to the police. And it was never an issue. They would continue to let us renew our lease with different apartments. So one apartment was a year long. And before the year was up, we know, okay, our lease is coming to an end. We're getting tired of this location. We want to go somewhere new, find a new place, communicated with the landlord. We went to the police station, notarized the thing. Then we had another 6 month stay. And then in the next apartment, same thing. Go to the police station with your passport and everything. They check your documents. 2-year lease. That was our excuse to live in the country. And we stayed for 2 years. And my husband, he did make a few trips out of the country and he didn't get in trouble either. But the main thing that you need to do is before you leave the country, you have to check in with the police station with your plane tickets and whatever else they want from you, and then you get your letter to leave, because then they will send it to their co-workers at the airport. They check your documents and okay, you did the right thing, you're not a criminal trying to flee the country, you're fine to leave. And that was it. But then I'm in some groups for Moroccan, for expats, immigrants going to Morocco, and they would say that they get fined. So I won't tell you not to get the cottage sigil. You probably want to do that, especially if you're trying to live there for a very long time. You want to follow the rules properly and do the cottage sigil. But like those people that didn't do the cottage sigil and they tried to leave, they were fined in the court because they had to go see a judge, and then they were fined. But for us, whenever we did it, it was like, okay, we have our legal lease, we need to leave, here's our documents, we got the paper to leave, and there was like no fine attached to it. I don't know if it's like Muslim nepotism that was going on, I have no clue, but that's what we did. And to be fair, I think the first year in Morocco, we did try to do the cottage sigil, and my husband was told that is not necessary. He just need his lease. And that's what he understood from Arabic. And you know, they say this is enough, your lease is enough. I guess because it was notarized and done at the station properly. So that's basically how we stayed in Morocco. We got no fines, we lived, did what we gotta do, and that was that. Oh my god, this guy is very angry. But it's rain is mercy. Allahumma sayyiban nafi'a. Hopefully this rain is beneficial for us. I mean, but yeah, it's getting crazy. I don't know how my lighting is gonna be answering the rest of the questions. Okay, so I turned on my kitchen light, so hopefully the lighting is good. I can't see. Anyways, our next question that we were asked about is the school for children. For the most part, we homeschooled because of the language barrier. We did try to put Ismail in school. His school fees were 1,000 dirhams, which is like $100 US dollars, a little less in pounds. But that's what we paid for the few months he went to school. He didn't like it. He wasn't thriving. He wasn't excited to go to school. And I do believe because of the language barrier and like the class in kindergarten, they start you with French. Like most of the private schools, they start you with French and then your native tongue, and then in the higher class, they will introduce Arabic. So we weren't quite interested in having Ismail learn French. So we put him in the higher class and he wasn't enjoying it. He wasn't coloring, doing what he wanted to do. So then we took him out and instead we sent him to classes at the masjid to socialize with the imam and the little kids that were there. So school, public school, is for Moroccans. So I do believe if you have like a carte séjour and your kids have that, then they can attend public school, and public school is pretty good. A few of the Moroccan kids that I actually spoke to went to public school, and their grasp of the English language was really good. French, I'm not sure, and they learn Arabic in the public school because I think that's their first language for the country. And private school, it starts from like £250 monthly, and I think the most expensive one we actually saw was £1,000. We could have gone cheaper, but the school was literally our apartment building, a road, and the school, so it was pretty convenient, especially seeing that we weren't driving, so just cross the road and put Ismail in school. But yeah, I don't have much about schools. You have to shop around, look around, trial and error. The English schools, like the international schools, those are pretty expensive, way out of budget for us. It's really expensive. But if you want to do that and you can afford that, that's an option as well, doing the international schools. But I think the main thing you would do is maybe the private school that's next to your apartment, and you just figure it out, trial and error. Like there won't really be an issue with, I think, environment, because for the most part everyone is Muslims. They're trying to raise their kids to be good people, and I don't think your kid will get bullied. I don't know, I can't say for sure, but most times the kids are well behaved. They're Muslim children, so just try and see. So the next question is about finding houses. What we did was, if you try to do word of mouth, and that's very long and tedious, because then you have to drive up and down. Someone says they know this apartment already, until like a year later, and it's just like a lot of hassle. So what we did was use websites like avito.ma, mobileweb.ma. There was another one as well. Use Facebook Marketplace as well to find apartments in Morocco. The main thing I would advise is to make sure you do your lease at the police station. Just so if you don't want to make the trips outside of Morocco and make it like difficult for you, make sure you sign your apartment lease at the police station, because then that gives you a bit of security as well for your rental. A good property can start at like 4,000 MT, but then that property might have a nice garden area, like a garden area for everyone to go and use. Maybe a pool, so like $4,400 and up, and it can get pretty expensive. Like before we left, one apartment that we actually stayed at for like, I think it was $5,500, 5,000 dirham. Was now he was trying to rent it now for like 6,000. The prices are rising on these houses. I don't know why, but they are. So if you want a good place, like the money you spend on it, it can be a bit like similar to here now, like $500 for a 2-bedroom. No, it's not similar, but like you can get $500 2-bedroom apartment empty, and it's gonna be a really nice one with a really nice complex. But it can get pretty expensive. The cheaper ones now is not that good. You probably don't have a whole like residence. It's like you come out and you're at the road and you walk up and down. So I was never a fan of the cheaper ones, unfortunately. That's me. But those apartments, the really good apartments, will start at like 4,000 dirhams. But then it comes with like a really nice residence. So you just have to shop around. Use the websites that I gave you. Try to work with an agency, because very rarely you might find like a private landlord. If you do, take advantage of that as well, because then you won't have to pay the agency fees. But then if you use an agency an agency, then you pay extra the fee, that whatever fee they want, along with your first month and deposit. And with the agency fees, the few times we paid it, it was negotiable. So my husband, he did negotiating as well to get the price lowered for the fee. So that's something you can try as well. Or just pay the full price, but make sure you just shop around, find the house that's right for you, sign your lease at a police station, and that's what I would recommend. No area is a bad area. I really like Tangier. Mohammedia was nice as well, but I think my heart is in Tangier. First is a nice city as well. See what you like. If you want calm, relax, go for the coast, go for Mohammedia, go for like the smallest cities. So like if you want to live in Casablanca, try to go to like City, Bornosi, like those kind of outside cities. You're still close enough to the big city, but in a smaller city with less, less hustle and bustle. I don't like cities. I'm not a city girl. I was raised on a little island, 35 square miles, 15,000 people. I was never a city person. I never liked living in Casablanca. I like Mohammedia, Mansouriya, that's where we lived. That was good. But shop around. If you want to live close to the city, I would recommend going on a little bit outside, because then it's cleaner as well. I love Tangier. I would recommend you go there as well. And then it's easy to get from Tangier to Spain if you ever need to like leave the country and extend your visa and whatever else. What we did for work is a question, and we both work remotely. So initially when we left for Morocco, I was working customer service on the calls. I had good Wi-Fi, so I worked from my apartment in Morocco. I worked from there. You gotta make sure that the the time zones line up, because you don't want to clock in for work at 9 o'clock your time and then you reach to work super late wherever you decide to get your remote job. But we work remotely. When I stopped working, Ibrahim went and found a job, did his thing, come back, set up, and he was working there as well. And that's basically what we did. I don't think there's as much remote jobs anymore. That one company that I was working for, I was grandfathered in, so like people that came in after me needed to work in the office. And the same thing for Ibrahim. People that came in after him needed to show up at the office. It just depends on the location too. Maybe you find a job that is remote in Texas, but like a few states, you're working from a few states, but then one state wants you in office, one state is fully remote. It just depends on what you find. So we did remote work. We didn't tell anyone where we were going. We just made sure we showed up on time, did what we had to do our job. I didn't mention our location, and that was it. But with that being said, we have a fixed address in America. So when we did our jobs, it was at a fixed address that they can mail stuff there. Whatever mail we needed, it goes there, and so on and so forth. So something to think about. If you decide to do that though, I would recommend that you have an emergency fund in case something happened. Maybe they need you at the office for some reason. Set aside money for a round trip ticket and keep that there just in case. Because then you don't want to get caught with your pants below your ankles and then you get fired and you don't have income now and you're stuck in Morocco. So just make sure you always have a plan A, B, C, D, E, F, G before you do anything risky like that, because what we did was a bit risky. So do what you want with that information. So my last question is teaching English, because as foreigners speaking English, maybe you have a degree and you want to teach English and as a foreign language in a different country, and that's a real thing, and it's a real opportunity for that as well. But the catch is you should have a degree. Having like a certificate saying that you can teach English is not always going to get you far. Maybe in some countries, but in Morocco, they want you to have a degree when you're teaching at a school. And you can basically probably find a job teaching at an international school or at a school in your local neighborhood, but the local neighborhood salaries is basically a Moroccan salary. And I think I had a friend, my friend, she was a French teacher, and that's another ideal language that you want to learn for business. That's what Moroccan says. So she was a French teacher, and her salary was about $600 a month, and she was able to like take her 2 children to school with her, 1 free, 1 discounted. So that's an opportunity you can do as well for extra income. But then again, I just told you that apartment rentals can start at like 4,000 dirhams and go up. So I don't know if it's gonna work out for you teaching at a local school, a little small private school, but that's an option to do. International schools you can get in as well if you have a degree in experience, but just look out for openings. Maybe look for schools ahead of time and send in your resume, because some schools actually take foreigners in as employees, employ foreign English-speaking teachers at their international school. So like an American international school will hire American teachers. And I think when I was looking it up, their salary is basically what you would expect a teacher to make back in America. So if you can actually teach at an international school, that might be good. Look into that. I can't 100% confirm about the salaries or whatever. Actually, I think Morocco right now is trying to move away from French and actually get really into the English market. So the demand for English is pretty high. You can even probably just start your own business teaching English and collect a few students. It will take a lot of marketing yourself, but that's a really good thing too. You can actually teach English and have private classes from your home, or rent a little shop thing and fix it up. That's an option too. So yeah, that's the questions that I've gotten recently, and I did see them come up before in the past. I hope I answered these questions clearly and with as much detail as possible, and I hope you guys learn something from it and it helps make your decision easier. I will always recommend maybe visit the country first, see if you like it, and then move. What we did was just straight up come over here and then deal with it, because we moved with 2 of our kids, put everything in storage, sold some things. We literally just moved the family over, and because we put out all that money for tickets, we dealt with all the hurdles that was thrown at us, and we lived there for about 3 whole years before we came over here. So make your dua, istikhara, keep reading up, Google stuff, a lot of things about Morocco. Like a lot of the stores are actually going online. They have a lot of online businesses now. Try as much as possible to research, and I hope you guys found this video helpful. Like, comment, and subscribe so I can keep chatting to you guys. I'm also gonna go back into hiding. Anyways, talk to you later, inshallah. Salaamu alaikum. Eid Mubarak. When it happens, keep Palestinians, the Congolese people, Sudanese, all oppressed people in your duas. And may Allah grant us afiyah fi dunya wal akhirah. Ameen. And it continues to pour. Look at all this luscious green.